Hello, everybody. So, I have become really fearful and really scared of AI. And specifically, the recent news that Keir Starmer wants to inject AI into the veins of the nation, and wanting to increase AI 20-fold by the year 2030 within the public sectors of the UK.
Leading tech firms are said to be investing £14 billion. They include plans for so-called growth zones where development will be focused. The aim is for a 20-fold increase in Britain's computing power.
And that NHS records may be sold to private parties to create data that the AI can use. Maybe I'm just being silly and maybe I should accept AI. I've never really used it. Like I never used that Google AI overview because it just seems a bit sketch to me. I think I've used ChatGPT once. Um, I don't like it. I don't trust it. I'm just not a fan of artificial intelligence. And I'm very fearful of what it is, what it does, what it can do, the potential of it. And I'm also very fearful of what could happen in the future in terms of things like robots and more AI and everything. I think that's what it mainly is, the fear of the unknown, of the possibility of what it could be. There's always movies and TV shows like dystopian movies and things like that showing kind of what robots are like. And I think, watching Star Wars or anything in that kind of realm, we always see droids, and droids come across very kind of heartless. We sometimes do like them as characters, which is weird, and that's kind of scary as well, how we as humans have a sort of connection with these robots, or when robots or droids do feel things, like why is that the case? So yeah, there's a lot to kind of unpack there, but I just kind of wanted to do a video on it because I hope I'm not the only one that's fearful. And I don't want to be fearful, right? And I'm sure it's going to do a lot of good for things and it's going to be overall a very positive thing for my generation and future generations to come. But I am just really quite scared about it. Been on my mind a lot these last few days. I've gotten quite emotional about it. And yeah, I just kind of wanted to share my thoughts on it and to hopefully get any advice maybe from you guys in the comments below and how you're feeling about it, and maybe give me some positive news stories so I don't feel as worrisome about it. But at the end of the day, fear is defined as a protective primal emotion and evokes an emotional response. And that is definitely something which I feel towards artificial intelligence. I definitely feel like this fear isn't kind of just a silly little thing to throw away. I feel like I need to be defensive from it and defend myself from it in this weird kind of way. And yeah, so I think I'm just scared because I've seen, kind of horror stories of AI and enhance the challenges that society already face, like bias and discrimination and misinformation. And who are we trusting to input the data for AI to have the knowledge, right? Like, who is going to be giving AI its intelligence and its knowledge? And do we trust those people? And do we trust these people with our data and everything? And I don't know, it's just like a lot. Um, and I need to get better informed on it, I think, but I think I'm too scared to get better informed on it because I have this fear. And AI needs to be regulated and responsible, which I struggle to believe will be the case. And I'm hopeful that it will be in a professional way that it's set out in the UK at least. but wanting to be like a superpower in AI, I'm not really sure if that's something where I feel comfortable with. I don't know, it just feels like a lot to me. Um, and also creatives are fearing that their work will be taken away from them in order to train the machines, right? And the creative people are afraid that all the time and effort and work that they put into their creative endeavors will be for nothing, and that AI will take over. And in terms of like photography and filming, you see all this stuff on Instagram where it looks like a real place or whatever, but it's not. It's AI, and they've generated this image of a place where a photographer would normally have gone to photograph a place. So it's just kind of stripping away creativity, and it's stripping away curiosity, and it's stripping away intelligence. That's how I feel about it, at least. And this feeling of fear has got me thinking about all the things I fear and the anxieties we as humans have to deal with these days on a daily basis. Things that we see on the news, and things like climate anxiety is a big thing, and whether or not to have children, or where to live, will we ever be able to buy property, or will we be renting forever, and all these things that are kind of going on in the world, and it's really, really heavy, and it's a lot to deal with. And I think that's kind of what I want the main takeaway of this video to be, is to understand those feelings of fear and anxiety, and that they're so valid and acceptable, especially in the world that we're living in right now. This big fear of, climate change and AI taking over the world and all these massive things that feel so out of reach. I think that's what's really scary to deal with, because it's like, I can't deal with it in this moment. Going to somewhere new for the first time, I can do that and I can complete it. I can be proud of myself for it. But how do I do that with AI and climate and the world we live in, etc., etc., etc.? But it's about finding things and ways to deal with those feelings, and without ignoring them, and finding joy in the little things in life to try and overcome and combat that fear and anxiety that we may be feeling on a day-to-day basis. So just finding those things to combat the fear and the anxiety. And my mum has been doing meditation every day in January, and she's told me about some really good meditations that have helped her and that she thinks would help me in kind of relieving this fear or anxiety that I'm having, kind of with the whole like bigger picture stuff. So if that's something that might be helpful for you, then maybe check out some meditations to kind of calm your mind. And even doing things, like yoga or going for a walk, being in nature. I heard recently that even just 15 minutes of nature a day can elevate a human's feelings and spirits. So maybe getting outside, going for a walk is a helpful thing too. So yeah, this video seems very morbid and sad and depressing, and I'm sorry if that's the case, but I just feel like I kind of needed to get it out there. And please comment down below if you're feeling the same way, or what you do to help you kind of get through the anxieties or fear that you feel living in the world today. It would be really helpful to me, and I'm sure to others. But yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to say. I hope it wasn't too dreary, and please do leave a comment about things and how you are feeling about everything that's going on in the world. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.